We are obviously in the midst of the NBA playoffs and on the verge of something that people love. I'm not even going to say they love it more, although a lot of people do, and that's free agency. It's sad, but I hate to say that so many people or a lot of people are more into the trades, the free agent signings, all the transactions of the NBA than they are actually into the game. But a lot of people are like that. And this is going to be, we've had some great free agencies. Kevin Durant in 2016, LeBron James in 2014, and of course in 2010. But this one, for the volume of stars that are out there, this is going to be one of the greatest that we've ever seen. And there was a report, it was Sam Amick, Rob G, in The Athletic this week, where he talked about how LeBron James's camp, if you will, is concerned about the dysfunction in the Lakers front office negatively impacting free agency. Is that a duh, or what do you think, Rob?
That's really a story? I guess you could put it out there, but I think anybody would have said, considering what a mess it is and what's going on, you would just have to question yourself going to the Lakers right now with what's happened. We still have not heard from the owner. Magic quit on you. Magic walked out.
Think about that.
We have not heard from the owner. You just hired a coach. We haven't heard from the owner. What is this?
That's the height of irresponsibility.
It is.
It's the height of irresponsibility.
And it's a disservice to the fan base,
yes.
Chris.
More importantly.
Am I right?
Right.
If I'm a fan, I'm like, what's going on?
You're asking us to pay these exorbitant prices
pay
for
money,
season
and you
tickets.
won't even talk to us?
Yeah.
Let us know what's going on, that the franchise is in good hands, and we're going to get, whether it's real or not, for her to say, we're going to get this thing right. And you know what? The last 6 years have been garbage and unacceptable for the Lakers and our fans. I'm going to get this thing turned around. I would love for her to stand up on a box or something and say that to people. Seriously.
No, you're right.
That's
I
all.
can't disagree.
I'm in charge. Blame me. But I'm going to get this right. I hate that Magic quit. We had some issues, but we're going to get this rectified, get the right people in place, basketball people in place, and we're going to return the Lakers back to our rightful place atop the NBA. That's all I want to hear from her.
Now, I've seen conflicting reports. Some are saying there was a report, Rob G, if you know, you can clarify which report, but there was a report yesterday, I believe, that said LeBron was going to kind of stay in the background during free agency. Obviously, he's going to be trying to get free agents, but that he might stay in the background. Do you remember that? Did you hear that? And then there's, of course, Brian Windhorst reported today on PTI that LeBron has already talked to Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler. And so whatever the case, I mean, obviously LeBron has to be involved in the free agency recruiting. He can't, I don't think a player can be your number one. Like I heard somebody say he's got to be the main voice in the room. No. The player, he can be in the room, maybe.
The organization has to make a selling. They do.
You can't put that all on LeBron James or whoever your star player is to present. Like he can call the guys, talk to him one-on-one on his own, maybe be in the meeting. But if you're going to ask him to do the lion's share of the selling,
that's not his job.
That's not fair.
It's not his job. Now, Magic was known for tampering, so now that Magic's out of the league, so is LeBron now the tamperer in chief?
Yeah, because they basically let players tamper. I mean, you can't stop it because they can go out to lunch and talk about, and a player can recruit.
But not publicly, you're not supposed to. I'm saying publicly.
But they could just say, we went out to lunch.
No,
boys.
I get that.
We cool.
You could do that. I'm just saying when they do it publicly and mention other players' names.
Right.
That's when you get fined. You can't say it publicly.
Right. But
because people are under contract and you're messing with a franchise's value and all kinds of stuff, and that's why they have to be careful. Well, that's why Magic got fined a couple times.
If this Brian Windhorst report is true about LeBron already talking to Kawhi, I don't like that.
Brian talked to LeBron? Oh, never mind.
I don't like that. Like, if I get he's going to recruit Kawhi Leonard. If you're texting with Kawhi about this playoff, like if he's asking you and you're giving advice, hey, man, look out for this. Great game the other night. Look out for this. That type of thing. That's fine. But no player should be recruiting another player during a playoff series.
It's a bad look.
If that's true, it's a bad look. Now, there was a report a week or two ago about LeBron being in Philadelphia to recruit Kawhi during their second round. I was told that wasn't true.
He was just going to get a good cheesesteak, I think.
You keep trying to crack these corny jokes. We're trying to have a serious conversation. It's a bad look. But don't let Kawhi concentrate on the Eastern Conference Finals and get into the finals. I think you could, if this is true, and I'm throwing that out there, you could turn a player off if you're coming to them about, hey, what about next year? You going to play with me in L.A.? During the midst of a playoff series, he's trying to get to the NBA Finals.
See, I would have texted LeBron and said, hey, bro, I'm in the playoffs. I'll hit you up when it's over.
Right.
Seriously.
I agree. No, I totally agree.
What? What are we talking
totally
about?
agree.
I'm in the playoffs. I'm not interested about anything yet.
Right.
And when it's all over, we could have a conversation. I'm with you. I don't believe he went to Philadelphia to talk to Kawhi during the playoffs. I just think that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it does. Now, Jimmy Butler, if he's been in touch with Jimmy Butler, I think that's a good look because most people think they're going to strike out on the big name free agents. That top tier, which is Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving.
All the
and
Ks.
if you want to throw Klay Thompson in there. Well, all but Kemba. Kemba's in that second tier, Kemba Walker.
Yeah, but I meant the big Ks.
Right, the big Ks. And not to disrespect, he was third team All-NBA.
That's
we'll
nice.
get to that later.
Yeah, good.
But
nice.
That second tier.
That's not what LeBron came for.
But that second tier, if they got Jimmy Butler and Kemba Walker, that's a nice squad. That's a nice squad. And if LeBron is all in, which I believe he will be because he's not trying to leave the Lakers, he's here. He wants to be in L.A. He's happy here. If LeBron James and Jimmy Butler, I'm not even going to throw in Kemba, and the cast that they have right now, if they're all in, you can't tell me they can't be better than Portland was this year. Better than Denver was.
You said that
this
last year. That was your thing, and I'm just going to, before
they
they
didn't
get a
have
team.
Jimmy Butler last year.
No, but what you said last year was, who scares you in the West? I don't understand.
After Golden
You were
State,
saying
you
after
mean,
Golden
after
State.
Golden
That was your whole argument.
Well, were the Lakers not 2 games out of the first place in the West
they didn't
before
make the
LeBron
playoffs.
got hurt?
They didn't make the playoffs.
But he missed 17 games.
And he came back, and they didn't make the playoffs.
And he was still playing injured, according to his physical therapist. Pain.
Okay,
That's what she said. She's an expert. Are you an expert?
Yeah, I am.
Are you a physical therapist?
Yes, I am. Watch. Look at the way I move my arm.
All I know is the expert said he should have been out 6 months. And he came back in 6 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
And then you're the first one to go, he averaged 27, 8, and 8. Those numbers are as good as anything. I don't know what you're talking about, a fall off.
Did he not? You act like I'm lying. He averaged 27, 8, and 8.
Yeah, but the impact wasn't the same.
Because he was injured. Because he was banged up.
Stop that. The same way after he got swept in the finals last year, he has the nerve to show up in the press conference with a cast on his arm. I mean, Chris, now you know. Can you say that was lame?
It was not a good look.
That was terrible. Dude, you know
Just
what?
Just put it on in the car or something
afterwards,
like that.
Go to the press conference, say, hey, hats off, we tried, we didn't have whatever. And then you put that on. To go in there with that as if, hey, my wrist was broken the whole series.
I really hope, and I'm probably, just because I really hope that he just was like, the series is over, and now I can put the cast on because, it's over. And that was it. I hope it wasn't, let me put this cast on so people see I wasn't 100%.
So people could say, right, that the embarrassment of getting swept.
Right. I hope it wasn't that.
But that's what it was because it's optics.
The optics.
When he walked in, because right away you go, what's wrong with LeBron's wrist? Oh, see? Now I get it. He was playing with a broken wrist the whole series.
Really, nobody.
Oh, man.
But nobody really thought that. That's the thing. So do you think the Lakers are going to get a big name free agent?
Zero. So
who do you think they'll get, if anybody?
Jimmy Butler at best, Kemba Walker as a booby prize. That's what I got. The best will be Butler.
You could be right. I look, I'm not going to rule out anything. We know, Rob, we worked in this business long enough. Last year, everybody thought LeBron was going to the Lakers, and that was right. But everybody also thought Paul George was going to the Lakers, and everybody was wrong. So there are times when LeBron left Cleveland the first time, most people thought he'd stay. He left.
I didn't think he was staying.
But a lot of people, thought that. And then when he left Miami, went back to Cleveland, very few people thought he was going back to Cleveland.
Funny because I did a Cleveland radio show back then. And the guys there, they were telling me, when he left the first time.
Right.
You don't know LeBron. He's a loyal guy from here. Blah, blah. You don't. That's what they told me. They shouted me down. You don't know LeBron. So they had me back on. I said, he's coming back to Cleveland. What are you talking about? He ain't coming back here. People burned his jersey. He can't stand the owner. He ain't coming back. I'm telling you. And they said, the next time something happened with LeBron, you got to have me on. They gave me my props.
I believe it. I said he was going back too, to Cleveland.
When his wife let it slip, that's when it was for me. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Yeah, she put out some sort of tweet or whatever, and then LeBron was like, she's talking about us vacationing back at home. Like he tried to.
Right.
You know what? It was something about the state of Ohio.
Well, the state of Ohio is a great vacation spot.
Is it?
Yeah. You should try it sometime.
No, I'm good.
Stop dissing. Stop listening to Joakim Noah.
Bro.
And that's right. And go to Ohio.
He don't like Ohio.
I know. So stop listening to him.
Chris.
Iowa Sam, he would love to vacation in Ohio. He's from Iowa.
Where? Is that right?
I drove through it once. Gorgeous. Fall, gorgeous.
That's right. So don't sleep.
When's the last time you took your family to Ohio for a vacation, Mr. Chris?
Probably last year.
I'll wait. No, I'm talking about a vacation.
My parents lived
there.
No,
I'm talking about a vacation. No. That's a staycation.
Going to see my parents is a vacation.
You didn't pay no hotel to go in Cleveland. I'm talking about when you flew in with your swimming trunks and your rubber ducky and all that, and you stayed at a hotel and you walked around downtown.
Last time? I guarantee you this.
What? Don't say it.
I guarantee you this.
Don't say it.
Somebody went to Ohio to vacation more recently than somebody went to Detroit to vacation.
What are you talking about? Why are you ripping on Detroit?
I'm just telling you. I love Detroit, but I'm just telling you. You jumping bad.
Well, I'm just saying Detroit is beautiful this time of the year. The Michigan, the lakes, and the Upper Peninsula. There's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, I like Detroit, but Ohio don't sleep. I did go on a vacation in Ohio about 15 years ago, too.
Where'd you go?
Some log cabins outside of Columbus for a family reunion. We stayed there a week.
Really?
Slept in the log cabins, yep. It was great. Seriously, it was great. All right, is it a bad look for LeBron to be recruiting Kawhi Leonard in the middle of the playoffs? And who do you think the Lakers are going to get in free agency? 877-99 on Fox.
Hey, fellas, I'm enjoying your show so far. I just got a question for you guys.
Okay.
Do you really think LeBron and Kawhi are friends off the court?
I do think they're friends. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say they're buddies like LeBron is with Chris Paul and, Carmelo and those guys, but they do have a relationship. Remember last year they played together in L.A. during the offseason. There's even a photo on the internet of them doing that. So they have a relationship. And, look, I'm fine if they're texting or talking right now and, maybe they're talking about the playoff series or something, but I just don't think you should recruit. Right now.
So what are you saying? If he wasn't in the position to recruit, he can't call his friend and say, "Hey man, how you doing? I see you out there laboring. You doing all right?" Just because
nobody said it.
That's not recruiting. I just told you that's fine. That's
all right.
Not recruiting.
Right, Evan.
I'm saying you shouldn't bring up, "Hey man, why don't you come play for us next year?"
Right. He's in the middle of a playoffs. He shouldn't be thinking about anything other than basketball. Thanks for the call.
Let's go to Durst in Houston. Durst, you're on with Chris and Rob.
Rob, Chris, what's going on?
What's happening, man?
All right. Good hearing from you, Chris and Rob. Look, real quick, this thing about organization and whatnot and whether a team wants somebody wants to go for an organization, for the most part, players want to make sure that their check don't bounce and they have good facility. For the most part, the superstar doesn't really. The superstar is probably the only one on the team that deals with management on a daily basis, as well as the owner and things like that. But I don't think that this so-called this organization up top that stops anyone from going to a particular team.
Well, it can't when the money is equal. A lot of players do look at that Like, remember when the Lakers were recruiting LaMarcus Aldridge, and
they
the
said,
story
hey.
came out that he was like, their presentation was weak. All they talked about was Hollywood and
the
business
weather.
interest
And the weather out here, right.
I need some basketball stuff. And the Spurs impressed him, and he ended up going there. So players do look at the front office because they know that's who's going to get you in a position to compete for a championship.
I do believe that there is a piece of it. Is it the biggest
I'm not
piece?
saying it's the end all.
Right, it's not the biggest piece, but there's a piece there. What about Charles in Atlanta? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Charles?
How's it going, fellas? Great listen tonight, as usual.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I can see Jimmy Butler going to L.A., but if I'm Jimmy, I would stay with Philly. I think he's a great fit in Philly, and I think he's in a winning situation. But I can see Lakers also going after maybe Kemba Walker or even trying to get DeMarcus Cousins to leave Golden State.
Well, I just remember Cousins coming off 2 injuries. Now, obviously, this recent one isn't as serious as the Achilles. But no, I don't think anybody's gonna give him
Ain't
a
no
long-term,
big deal. What? No, he's got to play a year and not get hurt, Chris. Right before somebody gives him money.
No doubt.
No doubt, Charles. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Let's go to Jared down under in Australia. What's happening, man?
Gentlemen, what's going on? I'm working out for you. It's 57 degrees and raining.
In Sydney? You're in Melbourne? Melbourne, right?
Melbourne, yeah, Melbourne. 57 degrees Fahrenheit. It's raining, but you know what? You guys get me through the day, through work, so that's all good.
My man.
I got a couple points. I'll keep them quick. If LeBron's tampering, speaking to Kawhi, that's a bad look. Any player doing it, not only LeBron, that's a bad look, especially when he's still playing.
Right.
Second of all, I think the Lakers have shot themselves in the foot. Organizationally, what kind of players look at the organization. Their coach wasn't even on their list of coaches that they wanted to hire. Magic got kicked out. The GM backstabbed him, that sort of thing. So players definitely look at that.
And you know what, Jared?
Point,
go ahead. Your last point.
Players coming in to recruit, players coming into the Lakers and looking at it. I think if they don't get anyone, I don't think it's a burden on LeBron and the narrative that people don't want to play with LeBron. I mean, they're going to obviously take into account that maybe the Lakers are a bit dysfunctional at the moment.
I agree. I do think
we appreciate your
you
support.
might even
Thanks for the
agree
call.
with this, Rob. A lot of this has now LeBron's never going to be exempt from all blame, but a lot of the dysfunction, I think, does take a lot of the spotlight as far as criticism and blame off LeBron. Like 2-3 months ago, LeBron was getting a lot of heat, tons of heat. I mean, people were saying, he tried to run the organization.
Well,
and
because
it was
of the
his
AD
fault.
stuff out there,
Right.
and he mentioned it. But I agree with this. Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss have done such an awful job that you're right, because people look at them as inept. We haven't heard from her. We don't know what the plan is. Magic Johnson stepped down, and Rob Pelinka is now running the organization, or Linda Rambis. You know what I'm saying? Like that. When that stuff, LeBron gets overshadowed because that stuff that they're doing is so bad.
Right.